Hi, Ed, and the rest of the team. I'm excited to release the first web-based version of the screenshots, which includes some functionality, which I'll be showing you today. Um, just understand that there is no there's limited connections to your database as it sits right now. So I had to establish some connectivity in order to allow users to log in and also demo certain aspects of the software. But for all practical purposes, as you'll see, there's no data collection, there's no reporting. The purpose of this first release, web-based release, is to give you an idea of how the screens look in real life and how to interact with them, different functionalities. So the first thing I'm going to do is explain to you how to log in. So no matter who's demoing the system, you have two ways of logging in. You can either log in at the club level, or you can log in at the global administrator level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you first how to log in as global administrator, because that's where you'll get to see all the functionality. You log in with username demo5, and the password is the same thing, demo5, lowercase. Both are lowercase, and press login. And when you log in, it'll tell you what your name is up here. And I'll go through some of the functionality at the admin level. So if you'll notice, you can add events, clubs, districts, multi-districts, and you can also administer users. So this would be the level of, say, Dr. Cordes, where he will be adding users, adding districts, etc. However, when you log in at different levels, which you'll see shortly, some of this functionality is not available. So, for example, if I log in and my user level is at the club level, then I won't be able to add a club. I'll be able to add events, but I won't be able to add a club. If I log in and my user credentials know that I'm someone at the district level, I'll be able to add a club and add events, but I won't be able to add a district, and so on down the line. Okay. Now, in order to add an event, there has to be the existence of clubs. And similarly, in order to add a club, there has to be the existence of districts. And you'll see why shortly. And of course, to add districts, there has to be the existence of multi-districts. And the reason for that is, for example, if I go to add a club, you'll see that the first thing that it asks me is, to which district do I wish to add a club? Now, these are obviously fake districts, right? But you would say, okay, I'm adding a club to District 4. And then you would type in the information that's shown here, and then you just hit Save Club. If you try and do that, this version is going to tell you that that functionality is currently disabled. So to add a club, there has to be a district to which I can add it. If I go to add a district, same thing. It's going to say, what multi-district do you want to add a club to? Or add a district to which multi-district district. If I go to add a multi-district, there is nothing above a multi-district, right? Because we're talking about the United States in totality. So here you would just add a multi-district name, description, blah, blah, blah. Okay? To add an event, there has to be the existence of clubs. Now, if I am logged in as someone, so let me go back here. If I'm logged in as someone that is not an admin, but rather a club level, when I go to add an event, it already knows the club to whom I belong. So this drop-down list will not show up on the screen, and I'm going to show that to you in just a second. But adding an event, same thing, event name, description, contact information, start date of the event, end date of the event, how long do you before you receive an email? By the way, this would be to the primary contact. How long do you want before there's an email sent out? And also, how long will the record for this event remain open in months? So in this case, it's 12 months, and then you just save the event. But again, keep in mind that if I'm logging in at the district, multi-district, or global level, then I have to select a club to assign this event. Now, if I log out, I'm going to log in temporarily as a club level. That's Demo 2 and Demo 2. Log in, and I just want to see how you don't have all of those other functions, right? Because you're a user at the club level. So the only thing that you can do is add an event. See how that list no longer appears here because we already know the club to whom you belong. So there's no need to select a club to which you're assigning an event. There's another level that you can log into, or another level that's available called level 1. I'm going to explain those levels in more detail actually right now. I'm going to log back in as a admin, demo 5. And to explain the different levels, this is, by the way, where you administer your users on this account. So right now there's 2 users, Demo 2, which is a club demo, and Demo 5, which is an admin demo. Okay? If you want to know what the levels are, they're written right here. So level 1, which I just mentioned, is club level with no access to reports and cannot add events. So these might be people that you assign for one reason and one reason only, and that is to enter data, but not to access your data through reports, and they cannot add events. Level 2 is club level, Lions Club level, but they have access to the reports and can add events. And then, of course, levels 3, 4, and 5, district, multi-district, and US level with user management. You just put in the information here. Now, if you notice, in this particular case, the update user, cancel changes, and delete user functions are grayed out. That is because I don't want anyone to be able to inadvertently delete the demo users that I've defined, uh, and by the same token, or change the passwords. So what we're going to do real quick, just so that, and by the way, you guys can do this to try this out. I want to add a user. So I'm going to add a user. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a user with level 1, just so that you can see this. And if you add a user, you'll notice if I put in different levels here, level 5, you don't have to define who that user belongs to because it's at the admin level. And by the way, demo users cannot add anyone with user management function. So if I'm going to add someone user level 1, and I'm going to put in Lions Club 3 just for fun. See, you have to select the club to whom they belong. Now, if I select someone at the district level, guess what happens? I have to select the district to whom they belong. Or if I put in an MD level, I have to select their multi-district. Okay? Again, remember, you have to create those multi-districts, districts, and clubs before you add users. But I'm good for right now. I'm just going to add a level 1. These are fake clubs. Okay? And I'm just going to say data entry. I'll go like this. Data entry demo. Okay, and I'm going to call this demo 1, and I'm going to make their password demo 1. I'm going to add the user. So I want to point out, now that I've added this user, notice how now I can update user, cancel changes, and delete the user. Because even knowing it's a demo, it's not demo level, it's not the demos that I created. So you've created this demo. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out. I want to log in as demo 1. Remember, you just created this, or I just created this, using the Demo 5 access privileges. I'm going to log in, and now you notice Level 1 has no ability to add an event. But what does Level 1 and, of course, all the other levels have in common? Well, first of all, you can submit comments. So if you have any feedback about this application, website, whatever you want to call it, fill out your information, and we, Cloudscaper, will receive an email with your feedback. All you do is press submit, and your comments are sent to us. Okay? And anyone can do that. In fact, you can even do that from the main screen. You don't even have to log in to do that. You can also change your password. Remember, I'm a data entry demo, so I can put in a new password. Let's say I want my password to be password, which is never a good idea. Update my password, and that's it. Now, the next time I log in as Demo 1, I have to put in password. Okay, now if I did not put in the correct password, just to let you know, let me go back here, put in Demo 1 again, but I'll just put in ABC. Error verifying credentials. I don't know if you can read that. I know it's small, but it says error verifying the credentials. Enter username and password and press login. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go back in as Demo 5, because I just also want to show you that I can delete this user. I'm going to delete this user. And now you can see we're back down to how I'm going to turn it over to the team with just 2 users. But if you guys go in there and log in as Demo 5 and add users, we'll be able to see that. You guys can put in your own fun names and whatever you want. But that's how I'm going to hand it off to you. So I'm going to log out again. And I just want to log in as Demo 2. Doesn't matter if I'm logged in for this part of the demonstration. Doesn't matter if I'm logged in at Level 2 or Level 5, because I have the ability to show the last part of this. By the way, reports currently isn't working, so just to let you know. And if I try to change the password on one of the 2 demos that we've set up, it will let you know. I'm gonna try and change it to ABC. It will warn you can't change the password. So the Demo 2 and Demo 5 usernames and passwords are locked, okay? Okay, last part of the demo. I apologize for the lengthy video, but I wanted you to see all this. These are your input options to actually input data, and they're fairly straightforward. If you want to put in wall chart screening, iScreen, plus optic spot, SureSight. So I'm going to say traditional vision screening, and there are 3 options by which you can enter data. You can put, the default is by event. So if you select by event, then you have to choose from what event you want to enter data. The other option is by month, and here we show the last 12, 13 months of available data, or by quarter. Okay, so you select how you want to enter your data, and in this case I'm going to just select one of these events. Remember, you can always add an event if you've got the privileges to do so. Click add event, add the event, and then save the event, and it'll bring you right back here. And of course your new event will show up in this list. Pardon my cough. So first thing you do, how do you want to enter the data? Select the appropriate thing. For example, if I was going to input by month for January, I would select January. If I was going to put it in for last quarter, same thing. Now, when you select an event for which, or a month or a quarter for whom you've already entered data, or for which you've already entered data, whatever existing data for that particular event is in the database will show up here. So you have 2 options. to expand this data set. So we start off with essentially summary data. How many screenings, minimum age, max age, number of refers, number of doctor visits. But if you wanted to expand the resolution of your data, you could show age groups, and then you would have the same data that we just discussed, but instead of putting in an age range, now you're putting the data in for the specific age group, okay? And the same thing with refers. You can put in, remember, all of these refer indicators, they're not the doctor diagnosis, but just the results from the screening method. So you can show or hide those accordingly. And that also expands when you have both options expanded. So if you have all your age groups. So my point here is that you can add a tremendous amount of resolution to the data for events or a month or a quarter, or you can just put in summary data. And that's because we wanted to offer as much flexibility as possible. So just keep that in mind. And then you would just record the results. Again, remember, like I said, recording is currently disabled. But that is as simple as it is, whether you're putting in traditional vision screening results, eye screen results. It's the same interface, okay? So again, there's no automatic importing of data or any of that at this current time. That's a subsequent phase of the development of this screening data management system, but for right now we're talking about manual entry of data. So that is the summary. Again, I'm currently logged in as club demo. So if you want to see more, and again, reports are disabled, but if you want to play around with more of the power with regards to user management or adding events, log in as demo 5, and that's where you'll see this additional functionality. So I look forward to your feedback, which you can send via submit comments, or obviously you can email me. One last thing, I'm going to include this in the, I'm going to put it up here in big, big letters, and also in the email that I sent to Dr. Cordes. But I just want to show you that that is the link. That is the link for the data management system. So I'm not going to sound it out for you, but I will put it in big letters up on the screen so you can see that. So I hope this has been helpful, and look forward to your feedback. And thank you so much for your patience. We're a little bit ahead of schedule now because I got this done with the team more aggressively this month. So this is actually good because now we can actually, once we get feedback on this user interface and functionality, then we can start to wire in the database. So I hope this has been helpful. And oh, by the way, one last thing. If you exit this website, you will be taken to the KidSight USA website. So just to let you know, when someone clicks on exit, it's going to redirect them to the KidSight Foundation website. Okay, thank you everyone, and I will talk to you soon.